decisions they did not make. Because of economic conditions they did not create. That's where we are. This is typical of what's happening in America today, where the people that take the hits didn't cause the problems. Now, what are we going to do about this? The President has proposed a very modest and I think inadequate response to this. Hillary has proposed the most dramatic response, and some people have criticized her. So I want to tell you exactly what she wants to do and why, because this should help you make a decision whether you think she's right or wrong. Okay? She says first we should freeze all foreclosures for 90 days and try to look at everybody's circumstance. Every mortgage company look at everybody's circumstance. But for people who've never missed a payment or maybe been late on one, but are reliable payers, we should leave them in their homes and let them freeze their monthly payments at the same interest rate for 5 years. Now, I don't want to kid you, that will cost some money. So she proposes to spend $30 billion. That sounds like a lot of money, but it's not. I'll tell you in a minute. $30 billion to give money to the states. So every state can work with the mortgage companies. So suppose, for example, you freeze my mortgage, and if you wrote it up so the mortgage would be cleared by the regulators, it would go up 40%. This money will allow every state to basically negotiate deals with these mortgage companies to say, look, you take a 20% hit on this, and we'll give you 20%. And that's a lot less money than you're going to lose if you foreclose on this home and you have to resell it at a much lower price. Now, should we do this? Most people say no. We should let the market take over. Save the ones we can. You can pay a little more, but we should let the market take over. Here's the problem with that. If you let all these mortgages go down and 2 million people get dispossessed, the cost of the economy will be far greater than the $30 billion. And in the end, people will be coming to us to bail out these banks and mortgage companies. You remember what happened in the S&L crisis? This was over 20 years ago, and it cost you $500 billion, which is about $1.5 trillion in today's terms. So her position is be aggressive now. Try to protect the people that didn't do anything wrong. You know, if somebody lied about their income and never made a mortgage payment, go ahead and foreclose. That happens. You can't do it. If it's a hopeless case, by all means do it. But if they can make these mortgage payments, and they have been, and they've got a job, and it's in good faith, don't deny the American dream of home ownership, drive down all these housing values, and cost society 10 times more within the next year or two, with 2 million people out of their homes. I think that's the right decision. That's what you hire a president to do. Get ahead of problems, solve emergencies, stop digging. Then you deal with the rest of the economic problem. Most South Carolinians think we've been in a recession for a long time while we've been in a recovery. Why is that? Because over 90% of the gains of this 7-year economic recovery have gone to the top 10% of income earners. About half of that to the top 1%, and a big part of that to the top 1/10 of 1%. Now, Hillary's a senator from New York, and we know a lot of those people. Because in a modern economy not producing jobs, the money is made by people with money, not by people who labor. So they got the gain. So that means the median family income, the one in the middle, after adjustment for inflation, is $1,000 lower today than it was the day I left office. While the health care premiums have doubled, the cost of a college education has exploded, gasoline prices, utility prices, rent, and now even food for the first time in 20 years are going up at more than the rate of inflation. In the average family budget last year, the only things that did not go up more than inflation were clothes and consumer electronics. Everything else exploded. South Carolina has seen this state has had one of the biggest increases in America in working people and their families losing their health insurance. So it doesn't feel like a recovery for most people. So after you deal with the emergency, you need a president who can put this country on a long-term, sound economic footing again. And she has good plans to do that, to restore the middle class dream and help poor people work their way into it. And we have all these young people coming home with post-traumatic stress disorder. Maybe they can, with therapy and time, get over it. Maybe they can't. We're going to have a network of veterans homes to take care of those that need some support, but can navigate and have some measure of independence. We're going to have to make sure they get the health care that they need. And there needs to be a new GI Bill of license guarantees of not only education, but a small business loan they get, access to a home loan if they need it, a way to start a new life. We cannot